Good afternoon to all the good viewers of this program. Let me cut and paste the, or copy and paste, I should say, the link to the program because YouTube likes to play games. In our Persian program, they allowed us to share the link, but after we say what we say, they want to suppress the truth. Truth should not be said these days. So let me share the link for those who are members of ours in Telegram so they can catch it right away. And that way they can catch the program. So can I. And that way we can follow the program with you. Unfortunately, we live in a society around the world today where if you speak the truth, if you share the truth, if you explain the truth, if you wake people up with the truth, you're the bad guy. And you should be suppressed. But if you lie, you're the good guy. And you should be promoted. It is what it is. What can we do, ladies and gentlemen? It is what it is. I forgot to tell all the Persian viewers. I'll write it later on in community as well so that everyone will know. But let me wish everybody a happy new year, especially you that speak the English language, because the Persians do have the Persian New Year. And so some of them that live in Iran may not really follow the New Year that the rest of the world follows. But happy New Year to everybody. And at least I'm hoping that this year you guys will have a much, much more successful New Year than the last year that went for you. That you become better as far as your spiritual, religious growth is concerned. You do better in life. You make more money. Your kids and your family are well taken care of and protected. That you save yourself from the oncoming wars that the globalists have planned. So this will be a better year for you all around compared to the last year. So happy new year to everybody from me. Now let's go back to the program. As you can see on your TV screens, computer screens, tablets, phones, whichever way you're watching this program, now it should appear on your screen. Last week, we left off with the challenge that they gave us. Remember, they gave us the challenge. They said, nobody can dispute what Musa had said. And I went, allow me to take the challenge. And you saw me bash him with a club in the head. Not with, in literal, but with my words. And I dismantled their imam. Their Musa got dismantled top to bottom. And we left it with this verse from the Quran that doesn't matter if you're good or bad. God has already ordained people to go to hell, and he's got angels there who are watching the fire, making sure that the fire burns people. Doesn't matter you're good or bad, you're going to go in there. Whether Allah likes it or not, he put some people in there and some people not. And, you like it, you don't like it. Allah likes it, Allah doesn't like it. It doesn't matter. He already destined some people there. Now we're going to go to the next verse. There are tons and tons of verse from the Quran. We could be sitting here for the next 2-3 years if we wanted to. But I've selected some, and each one is special because each one shows us a unique method. And we gain a further understanding on what it is that Allah says compared to what Musa said. For this one, we're going to chapter An-Nur. This is the 24th chapter in the Quran. And we're going to go to verse 26. And by the way, this is the light chapter. Nur. It's the light. Okay? The light that you would get from like a lantern. Okay? Here we go. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very important. You do not want to miss it. Okay? I mean, look how many times this supposed God that is a statue named Allah is going to tell you the following sentence. Because Muslims, have a problem. Muslims, they can't understand. It's one of their degrees, like where you see a general come on TV and he's got all these different ranks on his shirt. I mean, the Muslims have the same thing. They have ranks. The first one is they don't understand. They will read something, they won't understand it. You tell them something, they don't understand it. They don't understand. They're like a donkey. Donkey is another degree that they have, but they have many. They don't understand. They're stupid. They're a donkey. I mean, these are all degrees. These are not bad words. We're not calling anyone a bad word. We're just telling you the ranks that they have, okay? So here, suppose that Allah is trying to explain to the Muslim with the rank of don't understand what he's trying to say. So look how many times he says the same thing, okay? We're going to count. Wicked women are for wicked men. And wicked men are for wicked women. And virtuous women are for virtuous men. And virtuous men are for virtuous women. 4 times he said the exact same thing. I mean, you didn't know, but I understand. I know. Muslims need everything to be told to them. Like they are told, you can eat in your house. Yeah, seriously, they didn't know they can eat in their house. You can eat in your parents' house. Oh, I mean, they were infants and they were eating in their parents' house. You can eat in your brother's house or in your sister's house. Woo, man. You can eat in your uncle's house and your aunt's house. And Muslims need to be told this, I mean, they don't know. They don't understand. They don't, Back then, it was quite astonishing that you can eat in your own house. Wow. Man. Even animals know that, but the Muslim didn't know that, unfortunately. They don't know. They don't use the brain. It has 0 kilometers or miles on it, depending on where you live. It's never used. If they die and you take the brain out, you think, man, this brain just came to life. I mean, it's never been used. Brand new in the box. They keep it in the box, with the wrappers and everything still on. They cannot take it out. What else does this verse tell us? The virtuous are innocent of what the wicked say. They will have forgiveness and an honorable confession. There's a lot in this verse. There's a lot. I'm going to show you. According to this verse, Muhammad is a very bad man in Shia Islam. Forget about the Sunnis for a second. According to Shia Islam, reading this verse, Muhammad, the Prophet of Allah, is the worst of men. He's very wicked. And any Shia that says no is no longer a Shia. Because if you say no to the statement I just made, the structural pillars of Shia Islam will turn into dust in front of you, and there goes your whole religion, flushed down the toilet. If you want to uphold Shia Islam as a sect and have it exist, then you will have to agree with this verse that Muhammad is amongst the worst of men created by your Allah. or you have to give up being a Shia altogether. You have two options. Shia Muslims. Either you leave Shia Islam and all of you become Sunni, or leave Islam altogether if that would be better for you. Or you stay Shia Islam and you denounce your prophet and you say that he's the worst. Two options. Which way would you like to go? I will prove it to you. In Shia Islam, they curse Aisha morning to night. La'an Allah ala Aisha. Aisha is the worst. They curse Aisha's father, Abu Bakr. Oh, he's so bad. They blame Aisha for the death of the Prophet. It was Aisha and her father who poisoned the Prophet of Islam. I know you Sunnis, you like to say that it was the Jewish women. In Shia Islam, it was Aisha who poisoned him. It was Aisha who forced him to stay in her house so she can monitor the poison. It was her father, Abu Bakr, that pulled the Arabic dress of Muhammad up to look at how it's turning green and yellow in his stomach on the side, so they can further monitor the poison they gave him. And it was Abu Bakr who kissed it to make sure that he's kissing that poison that's killing the Prophet, assassinating him in front of everybody. It was that wicked Aisha. It was Aisha. Aisha was the wicked one. According to Shia Islam, it was Aisha who ordered that on the death of Hassan, the grandson of the Prophet, when they were bringing him for burial, that people shoot arrows at his dead body. It was Aisha that went to war against Ali in the Battle of the Camels. It's Aisha that's the wicked one. It is Aisha who they curse in Ziyarat Waratha, in Ziyarat Ashura, and all the other stupid Ziyarat that they have. Morning to night, Aisha, Aisha, Aisha. Aisha's the bad one. Aisha wears the ring with the black stone, and therefore no Shia ever wears a black stone. Aisha, Aisha, Aisha is the bad one. No Shia Muslim calls their daughter Aisha. She's so wicked. Aisha is the one that used to go on dates at the age of 3 before she got married at the age of 6, supposedly, loosely, because there is no such thing as marriage in Islam. It's a fucking contract. Nikah. I bet you. Go right now. I dare you. I double dare you. Any one of you who speak English, I double dare you. Go and find any Arab speaking group and tell him I want to do nikah. Right? Go find the Arab community in your area, in your city. Go find the Arab community and go in there and say to everybody, Salamun alaikum, I want to do nikah. And see how they beat you. They'll beat you within inches of your death. You'll end up in a hospital in a coma, in a body cast. Go tell them. Go tell them, I want to do nikah. Okay? Go tell them. And after they beat you up, say, what? I wanted to marry. No, that's not what it means. Islam lies to you, ladies and gentlemen. They change the words around. The meaning of words have to be changed. Shit means honey, honey means shit. Excuse me, I mean, I got to tell you the truth the way it is. If you don't like how I speak, that's your problem. It's a you problem. It's your problem. I cannot sugarcoat the words when I'm talking about garbage. I got to tell garbage the way garbage is. I can't say garbage smells like roses. It would be a lie to you. I would be doing a disservice to you. I have to use the right words, even if they mean bad. It's the word that has to be used. So don't get upset with me. Don't say, are you okay? I should ask you that same question. Are you okay? Do you understand what we're talking about? We're talking about filth. Filthy words have to be used for filth. There's no way around it. It's like if someone's speeding and they're going 100. You can't change it because you don't want to say 100 and say he was going 20. It would be a lie. I can't lie to you. I got to tell you the truth. I got to tell it as it is. If I got to use the word shit, I got to use the word shit. If I got to use the word fuck, I got to use the word fuck. I mean, that's what it is. How can I go around it? I'm not a Muslim clergyman to lie to you. I got to tell you the truth. Shia Muslim will tell you right about now. No. You see, Muhammad married Aisha because he wanted to save her. That will be their excuse. They think they found the loophole. He wanted to save her, so he married her to make her a good woman. At the age of 6, of course. When she's playing with the toys and he's sticking it into her a-hole. He was trying to make her a good woman. When her friends used to run and hide when they wanted to play with her because Muhammad came home and he drops his Arabian dress, he's got a hard on and he wants to go for Aisha at the age of 6 and 9 and 8 and 10. When she was a baby, he was making her into a good woman. He was using his tools below his pants the right way to make her a good woman. He was making a woman out of her. She was learning. That's what the Shia Muslim going to come tell you. He was making her a good woman. That's when you give them the rebuttal, ladies and gentlemen. What about Hafsa, daughter of Omar? They curse her too. They don't see any Shia Muslim naming her daughter Hafsa. What? They curse Abu Bakr. They curse Omar and Ziyarat Ashura. The first one and the second one and the third one. And they curse all of their kids. Hafsa and Aisha, the two that in the Quran, Allah says, because you guys, you took what the Prophet told you in secrecy and you spread it around. And you told it to all the wives. And they told it to the women in the community. Now everybody knows because you tell the women, they're going to tell their men. Everybody knows Muhammad's business. What business? We're not talking about his money-making business, which is killing and cutting heads. Now everybody already knew that. No, his sexual business. What sexual business? Muhammad decided to deceive Hafsa, who they're going to tell you, they're going to pull the same loophole. He wanted to save her too. He wanted to save her. Let's see how he was trying to save Hafsa, Muhammad. Muhammad wanted to save Hafsa, so he told Hafsa, go to Abu Bakr and Umar's house. First, go to your father, Umar. Go there because Umar wants to see you. And he told Aisha, you too, you go to Abu Bakr's house. You guys go to your father's house. Get the two girls out. Then he grabbed Maria the Coptic, the slave woman that he was given as a house slave gift. which according to Islam, you're not supposed to do dingy dingy, boom, 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 like a rabbit. But he grabbed her anyway. He threw her in Hafsa's bed and he proceeded. She had her legs up in the victory sign and he proceeded. Bang, 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 bang. And then Hafsa came home. Hafsa came home and says, Muhammad, you sent me to Omar. Omar said he never asked for me. I'm back here. What is this? I find you on my day. What does that mean? In Islam, when you have multiple women, you give each one of them a day. So Monday belongs to Aisha. Tuesday was for Soda, but Soda gave her day to Aisha. So Aisha has Monday and Tuesday. And then Hafsa has Wednesday. And then the next one has the next day, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So on Hafsa's day, he's got the cupcake with the victory sign in the air, and he's boing, 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 boing on her bed. And here's Hafsa finding it. And I gotcha moment. I see you with my eyes in my own bed. This is my bed. Ask your women. Go ask. If you're single, ask your sisters. If you don't have any, go to your best friend and ask in front of him from his wife. Say, listen, before you and my friend here got together, if he had a bed and there was other women before you in that bed, would you like to do what you do in that bed, or would you get a new bed? They'll tell you we get a new bed. No woman wants to go and jump in another woman's bed. And here, this is a woman, she has her own bed, and yet another woman is brought in there by force, by the way, by Muhammad. So Muhammad told her, Hafsa, keep it a secret, okay? Keep it a secret. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Okay, I won't do it again. Just don't tell anybody. And what did Hafsa do? Hafsa waited for Aisha. Aisha got home. Aisha, you know what he did? I'm so hurt. He had married the cupcake in my bed on my day. And he lied. Muhammad lied. And he committed adultery. And he took the rights of that woman, Hafsa. He was trying to guide her to righteousness. By doing all these bad things, he was trying to guide her to righteousness. I mean, all the tafsirs, all the big name tafsirs, go look at them. You know, all of them. Ibn Kathir, Jalalain, Abbas, you name it. Tabari, all of them write this. And Allah says, because you guys conspired together, Aisha and Hafs, you guys went to each other, you disclosed it to each other. Because of that, Allah is going to come to war against you to defend Muhammad. I mean, one is 4 feet tall and the other one's like 4'5". 2 little girls. Muhammad needs Allah's help. And Jibreel, the archangel of Allah, you know. And then when Jibreel comes, he brings Mikael, you know, Michael, he has to come too because he's the sword guy. And then all the other angels, all the angels have to come, you know. They're all coming down. And all the Muslims, including Hamas, ISIS, Hezbollah, Khatib al-Hezbollah, Fatimiyun, Zainamiyun, all of it, every terrorist you can think of, Osama bin Laden, they're all coming. You think Osama bin Laden only wrote his letter to America? No, he wrote another one. It was a letter to Aisha and Hafsa too. He told them, I'm coming, man. I mean, just think about it. Just think about it. You are Muhammad. Okay, you. Yeah, you. You're Muhammad. And you are only one man. You're old man. You're like 60 years old. And now you have to go to war against a 6-year-old child. And this 6-year-old child, you know, 6-year-old child, you know how dangerous they are? I mean, they have these long nails. She used to take the semen like this with her nails out of his clothing. You know how sharp the nail has to be that you're going to, you know what that nail can do to you? Have you ever had a cut and that wound got infected? You know what can happen to you. And now you got 2 girls, and each one has 10 fingers, and they got these long nails. It's like fighting a bear. They're going to claw you like this. Oh, my goodness. And then, that's not the worst part. If the nail breaks, high heels, like Nikki Haley. You know Nikki Haley and the 6-inch heels? She talks about it. 6-inch heels, you know, she wears the 6-inch heels. Yeah, feminist movement, yeah. Nikki Haley, 6-inch heels. All these women, they have the 6-inch heel, you know. If they hit you with that, oh, man, they hit you. It goes right in your skin. Penetrates in, you know, it'll get stuck in there. What is Muhammad to do? And if you can survive the 6-inch heels, the biting, ladies and gentlemen, girls bite. If you don't believe me, go fight with a little kid. Make sure it's a girl, by the way. She'll bite you so hard, you wish you got bitten by a dog. I mean, that bite, you know. You know the sharp teeth on a little girl? With those gigantic, strong jawbones? It's a girl we're talking about. And worst of all, I mean, I have to tell you, make sure you don't tell anybody else, because they can get traumatized. Pinching. You know the pinching that they do? Oh my goodness. It's terrible. I mean, you get pinched by those girls, they leave a mark. The mark will be there for the next decade. You know? Terrible, terrible. And 2 little girls. You need everybody on the planet to come and fight them. And then the Shia, they decide to change the tafsir, because this is problematic. Oh, this is terrible. You can't have this. So they change the tafsir. All of this war is because supposedly, as Ayatollah Mehdi al-Puya puts in his tafsir, is because Muhammad liked to make a drink, a mixture of honey and garlic. What a terrible drink. Hey, everything this guy did was upside down. Honey and garlic? You make a drink out of it? What kind of drink is that? And this guy supposedly lived in the middle of a desert. Where in the middle of a desert you get honey from? I mean, you need bees to have honey. Bees need flowers. And they need a tree. Or at least a cave. But they need flowers. Because they need to go and, go get the pollen and all this thing just to make what they make. And you still need some kind of even if this was a bee that lived in a cave, you still need some kind of a tree, because they got to bring the wood. And they mix their honey in the wood so they can hold. That's how you get the honeycomb. Oh, where are you going to find that in the middle of a desert? With only sand around? What kind of flower is going to grow there? And how you get garlic in the middle of a desert? Yeah, I mean, if they said dates, I could say, okay, one thing. But honey and garlic makes no sense. And, of course, now he's promising not to drink this honey and garlic. And because he said he's not going to drink the honey and the garlic, and the women spread it around that he said he's not going to drink honey and garlic, it hurt Muhammad's feelings. I mean, his feelings is hurt. He's heartbroken. Over a drink, he's heartbroken, and Allah is going to bring the whole of universe to fight two girls? The whole of universe. I mean, the angels are coming. They're bringing all their weapons, you know. Ali Khamenei, the cockroach with the one arm, is in Iran. He's going to bring the nukes. He's working on the nukes right now. He's going to bring the nukes. He has to drop the two nukes on the top of the two little girls' heads. Huh? Hamas are joining. They're bringing all their people. They got to come up and fight, you know. They're going to build some tunnels to come from underneath them. Everybody is coming. Yeah, because of a drink? Are you sure? Are you serious? Allah, according to you, is the God of the universe and everything else. He's going to drop everything. And he's going to worry about Muhammad's drink all of a sudden. Looks like when Aisha says, your God loves to come and work for every desire that you have. Looks like she was right. And Allah is just the slave of Muhammad. He's going to drop everything for Muhammad's desires. Looks like. And if you're going to say, well, you know, this is a one-off. He was trying to, you know, guide the two of them. Abdul, what you going to say about Khadija? You know, the Prophet married Khadija before he proclaimed he was a prophet. He surely couldn't have wanted to guide Khadija when he didn't know he was a guide yet. That loophole won't work on Khadija. You know Khadija? Khadija was before Islam. When women actually did marry, instead of having a FUCKING contract, they used to have actual marriage, which in Arabic is the wash. Not nikah, is the wash. And Khadija had 3 husbands before Muhammad, and they all died. She was a black widow. She was killing her husbands, and she was taking all their wealth and all their business. Hence, she made a lot of money. She became very rich. You know, when you're very rich, it's hard to prove anything against you. You just buy people off. Especially back then when most people were poor. And her uncle was Waraqa ibn Nawfal. The same Waraqa ibn Nawfal that was financed by Khadija. So he can come up with his own New Testament. So he can rival the real New Testament. He was writing his own book, ladies and gentlemen. His own Bible. And he was one of Muhammad's uncles too. He's the one that told Muhammad, you've been visited by Jibreel, not a devil. And he wasn't even there. Waraqa ibn Nawfal, the same guy that wrote the first half of the Quran, he told Muhammad what to write. That's why he looks so nice and friendly. Everyone's going to heaven. And well, that's nonsense. The enemy is going. The Sabian are going to heaven. And the Sabian hate the Jews and the God of the Jews. And the Jews are going to heaven, same heaven as the Sabian. And the Sabian and the Jew are like open enemies of each other. But they're both going to heaven. Really? And the Christians are going to? Of course, he didn't know the name Christian. And the Muslims are going to join them too. Everybody's going to. Waraka ibn Nawfal. And then Waraka died. Some say he's Muhammad's father too. Because, he did boom boom with his mother. After the death of Abdullah, supposedly Muhammad's father. That's why Muhammad was born 4 years after the death of his father. Huh? And when Waraka died, Muhammad had to go up on top of the cave every day because he wanted to commit suicide and jump off. And then Jibreel would have to come and catch him, shake him, tell him, you are the prophet of Allah. You can't kill yourself. Come to your senses, man. Go back home. And tomorrow he would do the same thing. He had mental illness. He would have to go up the top of the mountain to drop himself. And then eventually he wasn't getting any new verses because Waraqah died. And Muhammad couldn't come up with a verse anymore. The one that whispers the verses in his ears died. So what did Muhammad do? Muhammad started putting liners on his eyelashes, putting liner around his eyes, like a woman, Maybe it's Maybelline he was putting on. And then he decided, I have to take it a step further. Muhammad started wearing, 60-year-old man starts wearing the clothing of Aisha, 9-year-old child. Cross-dresser Muhammad. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say he's the LGTBO prophet, why do you think the LGTBO are all supporting free Palestine? They know this is their prophet. You don't know. You're kept in the dark. The gays, they know who their prophet is. They're openly supporting their prophet. Who are you to tell them they can't support their prophet? Hey, the guy was a transvestite. He was bisexual. On top of being bisexual, he went even a step further. I mean, he was the prophet of people who like to do bestiality. He did that too. He was the prophet of people that like to have sex with dead bodies. He did that too. He was that's why they say he's everybody's prophet. All the groups that you think are bad in your mind, he gathered all of them together. Come on, join us. Why you think LGBTO is bad? Because you say it's against the ideology of reproduction of human being. I mean, a man and a woman together can reproduce human being. A man and a man together can't reproduce human being. A woman and a woman together can't reproduce human being, right? You need both parts. Muhammad was with them all. It's only after he made Allah's penis get hard that the verses started to come back to him. He had to wear Aisha's clothing, put on all the Maybelline on his face, make himself look like a woman, like men do in prison for one another, before the verses started to come. He's a wicked man. He's making Allah horny. That's how wicked he is. And Allah then decided, oh, I like him now. I have to give him some verses. And no Shia Muslim can get around that. Aisha, the Khadija, the same Khadija that made her father, her own father, intoxicated with all kind of alcohol, got him drunk to the point where he passed out, changed his clothing, took off his clothing, made him naked, made him wear good clothing to fake that he had married her to Muhammad. And when he came to and he saw his clothing and he, what am I doing? What is this? They told him, either you keep your mouth shut that we're married, or I tell the people that you went against your promise that you gave me to Muhammad. And back then, for those Arabs of the time, their word was their bond. You couldn't risk have it be broken. He was blackmailed. Muhammad took a part. How are you going to get around that? I gave you 3 examples of 3 wicked women that were in his life. Wicked men for wicked women and wicked women for wicked men. Muhammad was a wicked man, and so were his wives. And the virtuous women. He didn't want Soda. Soda was fat, old. He married her after Khadija. But when the money started to come in, the caravan robbing Muhammad has money now. He took the city from the Jews, Yathrib, and called it Medina. Started killing the Jews and taking their wealth, cutting their heads, spilling their bloods, calling them names, creating hatred for the Jew. That was Muhammad. Now he got the money. He don't want Soda no more. He want to divorce Soda. Soda gave her day to Aisha, so Aisha can get effed 2 days instead of 1 day, so she can still stay married. So she was the virtuous. She wanted to keep her marriage. She wanted to keep Muhammad's name good. She wanted to show that she's a believing woman, the submitting woman, her man. She was the virtuous, but Muhammad didn't want her. Virtuous women for virtuous men, and virtuous men for virtuous women. Even though Muhammad sent Soda's original husband in war to die, and then he took her. The virtuous are innocent of what the wicked say. Muhammad saw the woman walk by while he was with his friends in front of his house. So he went inside, found Soda tending to leather. She was making leather off of the skin of animals. He forced her right then and there, raping her. Boom, 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 boom. And then he came out in front of his friends and said, the devil shows up in the shape of women. So when the devil shows up in the shape of women, go to your women. He called Soda the devil, and he went to do boom, boom with the devil. He's a wicked man. And here the Quran says, when the wicked talk about the virtuous and they say bad words, the virtuous are innocent of it. Soda's innocent of this. Soda didn't do anything wrong. She got raped. They will have forgiveness and an honorable provision. Doesn't say they're not going to hell. She's a woman. She has to go to hell. Like it, don't like it, leave it, take it, don't matter. That's how Allah designed it. Who are you to dispute Allah's rules of who goes to heaven and hell? Women are not human, they're animals and Satan. The devil is a saint. Women are in the shape of devil. Yeah, you, the woman listening right now, you're in the shape of a devil. Muhammad said so. So did his Allah. Doesn't the Quran say, don't say to Muhammad, whatever he says to you is from us? It's not from him. So Allah called you a devil. You, women, are devils. Allah said so. Take it up with him. You're sentenced to hell. Devil sentenced to hell. Very easy. But some of her sins will be forgiven. Don't matter. She's still going to hell. She has a high position in hell. And then we get to the next. Chapter 15 of the life of Musa. Musa's children. Here they play words with you. They tell you Imam. Because they know the shit's about to hit the fan. And when the shit hits the fan, they have to play words in your mind so that you don't put two and two together and say, that Musa was a bad man. So they all of a sudden, instead of using his name, they want to use a title for it. A generic title. So that you might think maybe this is Khomeini they're talking about. Maybe this is Ali Khamenei, the cockroach they're talking about. Maybe this is Sistani they are talking about. No, ladies and gentlemen. Musa. Right? This Imam Musa. It's Musa. Musa had good, pure children. I mean, everybody's pure. You have 124,000 prophets. They're all pure. You have 12 imams of the family of the Prophet of Islam. They're all pure. You have his supposed stepdaughter Fatima, who they say is his daughter from Khadija, after the women can no longer have a period. She's pure. You have all of the kids of Musa. They're all pure. Pure children, who were the best of children in the Muslim time. They all feared Allah, righteousness, behavior, piety, refraining from sin and false things in the world. Ooh. Many of them led a perfect religious life. Perfect. Let me explain to you what these words mean. Because, you speak English, you don't understand. You don't understand because you think you understand these words. But these words don't mean what they mean. Hence, you don't understand. Righteousness. It doesn't mean righteousness. Righteousness here means you are following Islamic righteousness. And in Islamic righteousness, it means you have your knife and swords and bow and arrow sharpened, and you are just waiting to pounce. Behavior here, behavior doesn't mean behavior. This is Islamic behavior. Anyone who says anything other than what you think Islam is, you're ready to cut that neck. Why they say to Christian Prince, show your face. Where is your face? Because they want to find you so they can kill you. Why they ask me, where do you work? Where do you work? Where is your house? Where do you live? Well, because they want to come and kill you. Piety. Piety. Doesn't mean piety. This is the Islamic piety. This piety means you put your head down and you tell yourself you're not worthy of anything. You're like a dog waiting for the order so you can go and do the attack. You're refraining from sin. As you guessed it doesn't mean you're refraining from sin. It doesn't mean don't do bad. No. This is Islamic refraining from sin. It means when somebody comes and they're asking for something, like a handout, like they worked and they need to now get paid. But the government says we are Muslim, and what we say is on behalf of God. And they tell you cut their arms and put a bullet in their eyes and put a bullet in their brain. You go ahead and you do it because you are refraining from sin. You're not going to aid and abet the guy who did the job and now has to be paid. No. You provide aid and abet for that religious leader who's sitting at the top, who's got his two hands deep in the pocket of the guy who just did the work and never got paid. And false things in the world. Again, you got it wrong. Doesn't mean that, if someone says, this is a pen, and it's not a pen, it's a Swiss Army knife. But if they tell you this is a pen, and you tell them, no, this is not a pen, that's a Swiss Army. That's not what we're talking about. False things in the world means you refrain yourself from the Jew and the Christian and the Buddha and the Hindu, which means when you find them off with their head, which means if you're a Shia and he's a Sunni, he's not Shia like you, cut off the head. Which means if you're a Sunni and that's a Shia and the Shia is not like you and you got majority of numbers, cut off the head. Because they're falsehood and you're right. Who said so? You did. That's why you see in their protest, the Palestinian will tell you, who said Hamas killed the babies? I didn't see it. Well, you're blind, you don't want to see it. It's all over the social media. All you got to do is search for it. Abdul, potato, just look for it. Tomato, I don't know what to call you anymore. Just look for it and you'll find it. No, who said I'm blind, I don't see it? And they come out in large group and they find one guy with the Iranian flag or one guy with the Jewish flag. And they all of a sudden want to kill him. Why? Because they have numbers and they said they didn't see it. So they didn't see it. It didn't happen. Many of them led a perfect life. Perfect religious life. What do you say in the religion? Kill them where you find them. Do not take them as friends. If you do, you become one of them. Who's them? The non-believers. The Christians and the Jews. Where you find them, kill them. Cut the heads. Take their belongings. And the Muslim will tell you, Islam says, if you spill an innocent blood, it is like you spilled the blood of humanity. But he won't tell you that what he just told you refers to Muslim life only. And when it comes to Muslim life, again, it will come down to if you're Sunni and he's Sunni, then yes. If you're Shia and he's Shia, yes. But if you're Sunni and he's a Shia, spill his blood. He's not Sunni like you. But if you're Shia and he's Sunni, split his blood. He's not Shia like you. They don't tell you that part. They hold that part away, you know. They tell you only half of it. And you say, oh man, that sounds nice. Yeah, Muslims are good guys. And they don't tell you the rest of it, so you can say, oh, this is disgusting. That is because, again, they put Imam. You see? You see this word? Imam. No, you should put Musa. That is because Musa directed them to the righteous direction. He took his little kids, Musa, and he told them, you have to do what I'm telling you. Go kill that guy over there. Steal what he has and bring it to me. If you don't do this, Allah will punish you by throwing you in hell. That's what he did. He gave them direction. Go do it. Order them. And poured into their souls ideals, faith in Allah. He poured into their souls. I mean, the soul is not like this glass over here that I filled with water. I poured the water in it and I filled the glass. You don't do that with the soul. You know how you play with somebody's soul? You molest them as a child. Then you put your fingerprint on their soul. You mess up their soul before they have a fully growth. You sabotage them. How you do that? You molest them sexually. Selection molested his kids. I mean, that's what he learned from his father. His father learned it from his father, who learned it from his father, who learned it from his father. He goes all the way back to Ali and Muhammad. And it goes past to their uncles. Muhammad's uncles used to molest him and rape him as a child. His grandfather used to sleep with him in the bed. Abu Talib, father of Ali, used to sleep with Muhammad in the bed naked and touch him all over. And Muhammad wanted to pull the sheets over him so that he won't be ashamed that he's being touched and molested everywhere. Something hard is going in his anus throughout the night. Abu Talib would wake up and say, where are you, Muhammad? Where are you, Muhammad? And Muhammad would say, I'm here. I'm just hiding under the sheet. And take off the sheet and get back to work. Round 2 and round 3 in the middle of the night. Hey, it's in the sources. And then what happens? Full dedication to the thought and deeds of serving the truth. Again, you the speaking English speakers, you don't understand. You speak English. What you understand, man? You think that over here it said full dedication to the thought. You think he was sitting there meditating, thinking? You're wrong. You don't get it. Full dedication means full dedication. To the thought, it means to the ideology. They're fully dedicated to the ideology. And deeds. The deeds over here is the action. They do the actions for that ideology. For serving the truth. Serving the truth means serving Islam. What is the serving Islam? Go look at the charter of Hamas. It writes on it the extinction of the Jewish people from the land, from river to the sea. You got to exterminate them all. Get rid of them. The ideology is everyone has to become Muslim, the same Muslim you are. And you kill them if they don't accept what you are. They have to become you or they have to die. They can run away, but you will chase them. Find them wherever. Means you chase them around the planet. Nowhere to hide. Hence, you serve Islam by committing the deeds. Because that's the ideology. So when you read this, dedication to thought and deeds and serving Islam means dedicated to going around and killing people. In other words, terrorism. They became terrorists. His children became terrorists. Musa al-Kazim guided his kids to become terrorists. He grew terrorists. Concerning them, Ibn al-Sabaq says, surely each of the children of Abu al-Hasan Musa had a memorable excellence. They were memorable. People remember them. They became Osama bin Laden. They became Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. They became Hassan al-Nasrallah. They became Khomeini. They became Ali Khamenei. The names are known. Everybody knows. You say Osama bin Laden, everybody knows who you're talking about. You say Khomeini, everybody, even till today, politicians living today call Khamenei Khomeini. They think that Khomeini is still there. I mean, they can't understand that Khomeini and Khamenei are two different names. They still call Khamenei Khomeini. Memorable excellence. Al-Sheikh al-Tabarusi has said, surely each of the children of Musa had a famous excellence and a laudable deed. They were famous for this terrorism that they used to do. All the news people of the time would have to come and write, oh yes, he started a war in this whole entire city. He turned the city into a bloodbath. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Oh, Musa's kids, those terrorists, oh boy. Everybody knew. Except you, the English community, and the Muslims, you guys don't know. I mean, the English community, your excuse is, man, nobody was there to teach us Islam the right way. Good answer, good answer. Muslims, their excuse is, our clergymen, our mullahs, our imams sit on the member, and member is a little three-step chair. They sit on the member, and then they tell us, don't go and read and don't go and listen. Just listen to me. I tell you what to do. I teach you. Just follow my words. And you became dumb because you don't read and you don't think. So you just follow what they tell, like a sheep. Shepherd will tell the sheep which way to go. They'll make some noise and the sheep follow. And if the sheep don't want to follow, he's got the German Shepherd dog to run after them and bite them. And in Islam, if you don't want to listen, they got their Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, the Sepah. They're ready to shoot you in the eye and shoot you in the brain. And if they catch you, it's hanging time. Same ideology on the Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that we're running late on time, because it's probably over an hour. So I'll read the next paragraph and we'll end this, and then we'll follow the rest next time. They inherited their father's virtue and honor and glory. Their father's glory and honor and virtue was when an old man showed up to debate with Jafar the stripper, Musa the child, shake his booty, shake your booty. And then he went like this, right beside the man, like, come on, take me. Let's go do what we do under the bed. They all inherited it, meaning they were all molested, meaning he had sex with all of his kids, whether they like it or not. When they're babies, he was looking for the a-hole, because the boys don't have a vagina. He had to look for the a-hole. He loved that a-hole. A-hole business was his business, and nobody could tell him otherwise. So through their behaviors, they were wonderful examples of virtue and perfection. Meaning by virtue and perfection, they were the best bisexuals in town. I mean, the guy who had like a wife who had given like 4 kids, and she became a 600-pound grizzly bear, and he don't want to touch her because in Islam, the women aren't allowed to shave their hair off. So when they grow the mustache, when they have the hairy armpits, when they got the hair on the legs, it's against Islam for the women to shave. It's a right for the men to shave. So if a man wants to make himself feminine and shave the whole body, it's fine, hunky-dory. But women, they're not allowed. So when the women turn into a grizzly bear, and then their husbands are like, I don't want to touch that grizzly bear no more. Stinky, all that, your sweat is clogged into all that armpit hair, and she takes off that shirt, and whoa, the stench takes the whole house, and he runs out because he don't want to deal with it. Then you come outside and you find Musa's children. They're looking nice, fine, and skinny. And they all wear the same Arabic dress, men, women, they're all wearing the same dress in Arabia. You pull it up, throw it over their head. They become a bagger, you put the bag on their head, and then you go after the anal. Tup, 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 tup. Oh, it's a good feeling, I guess, compared to that grizzly bear. Huh? They inherited their father's virtues, and they were in perfection. They knew how to use it. They had the skills. We had the skills that grizzly bear at home didn't have. I mean, we got to tell it the way it is. It's the truth. I can't sugarcoat it for you, man. I got to tell you the truth so you can wake up. So you can put a stop. They want to put Sharia law in your city soon. It's coming to your city soon. If you don't believe me, go ask the people of London, England. Go ask the people of Toronto, Canada. Go ask the people of Montreal. Or we should say it the way they said, Montreal. Go ask them. Go ask them what the Sharia law is coming to town. No Santa Claus. Sharia. Sharia law is coming. It's coming here too. It's going to New York. It's making the rounds. And if you don't wake up, it's going to be too late for you. Because they're going to cut your head and take your wife and your daughters and your sons. So you better wake up. Time is ticking. And you better help the countries that are fighting on your behalf. The people of Iran are fighting on your behalf. Though they want their own freedom, but they're also fighting for yours. So you better help them. Push your MPs, push your senators, push your governors, push your presidents, push whoever you have in office who's supposed to be working for you to aid those people. Throw people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib out. They don't belong in your government. Those are the traitors that want the Sharia law to come so you can be beheaded. In Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Palestinian protest turns to the Toronto police and says to him, I'll cut you 6 foot deep. And the police, he looked at his buddy, like, he's telling me he's going to cut me? And was that a threat? They can't do nothing about it. London, England, they beat him. They bashed the police. They beat him. Take his motorbike. He ain't doing nothing. Can't do nothing. Beat him to an inch of his life. They're coming. It's time to wake up, my buddies. You don't wake up, you're going to miss the boat. Keep saying Dr. Mossavat, he uses these harsh words. Say that. Your time is coming. My words are to wake you. So then what happened? Some of them declared a revolt against the government of Abbasid, that they might make happy the Muslims. Make happy the Muslims. Save them from tyranny and oppression against the Abbasid. Just as we will mention. He's going to explain to you how they went to war. Hey, Abduls, you the Muslims, and for you, the English speakers who don't know the history of it, let me explain it to you. The Umayyad came in after the first 4 rightly guided caliphs for you, because you can't say khe. Huh? The 4 righteous caliphs, Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, and Ali. For the Shia, they say Ali is their first government. They don't consider the other 3. They say, yes, they had the power, but we don't accept them. Too bad. You accept them or not, they were in power. Deal with it. After those 4, the Umayyad dynasty came along. Umayyads were the cousins of Uthman. Umayyads were from one branch of the uncles of Muhammad as well. They were part of the Quraysh. They came in power. The Umayyads then killed Hassan and Hussein and Hussein's children, who are supposedly from a closer family relation with the Prophet. They are the kids of Ali. Hence, then, the Shia Muslims hate the Umayyads. They curse them. They curse all the Umayyads in their Ziyarat, Ashura, and Warat. Day and night, morning and night, all they do is curse the Umayyads. Oh, Yazid is so bad. This one is so bad. That one is so bad. Everybody is so bad. And the Abbasid, they are from the family of the Prophet too. I mean, they come from Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet, the man who the Prophet said, may you be the ink of the community of Muslims. May you explain the Quran came to all the Muslims. I mean, the guy wrote a tafsir on the Quran, which in English would mean the commentary on the Quran. It's written by Abbas, the oldest one. Now the Abbas came along after the death of Hussein. Little war started. Everybody was trying to fight against the Umayyads. The Abbas dynasty gathered majority of the people to create a big army. They had a civil war against the Umayyads. With all the Muslims, majority of them, 99% were following Abbasid. And the Abbasid came and took down the Umayyads. I mean, they hunted them down. You don't find anyone today calling themselves from family of Umayyad. They're finished. Exterminated them. Complete, utter genocide. And now, during the time of Ja'far al-Sadiq, the stripper, Musa's father, the war was at its highest end. When Ja'far died, Musa took over. During the reign of Musa, Abbasid had taken over. They had a firm grip on government. There was no more Umayyad. But now they have a new problem. Ja'far al-Sadiq, the stripper, Musa's father, used to be on the Abbasid. He was on the Umayyad payroll, remember? He didn't want to go to war against the Umayyad. All of his followers, the Shia, everybody was trying to fight the Umayyad. Ja'far al-Sadiq wanted to sit on his fat ass because he had money coming in from the Umayyad. Remember? Now Musa wants money. But the Abbasid have no position for him because they used to work for the Umayyad. And the Abbasid don't want to hire the one that the Umayyad hired. They want to hire different people. That was their promise to the people. Because they made this promise, they didn't want to hire a Musa. So no more money for a Musa. Hence now Musa wants to go to war. Hey, he's a chicken shit. Like most of these wicked men are. They're afraid to come in your face and fight you like a man. So he sent his kids. So his kids, they declared war. See? Some of them declared a revolt, meaning a war, against the government, the Islamic government of the Abbasid Khalifa. They went to war against the Khalif of their time so they can bring in the money for a Musa. You understand now? They were the terrorists of the time, committing terrorism acts with small little groups like a terrorist. They were Hamas attacking Israel, but the Israel was the Muslims. They were the Hamas that was attacking Muslims. They created a bunch of Hamas. You wonder why Islamic Republic of Iran today aids and abets all the terrorist groups. Fatimiyun, Zainabiyun, Sipah, Pastar, Hezbollah of Iran, Hezbollah of Lebanon, Khatim al-Hezbollah, Hasht al-Shabi, Houthi, and the list continues to go on. The Mahdi group brigades. This is on and on and on and on and on and on. They even support the Taliban. For 20 years, when the United States is in Afghanistan fighting the Taliban, Taliban come and sit in Iran. Taliban now send their soldiers to come inside Iran and kill Iranians in the name of, we're running away from Afghanistan. What kind of running away from Afghanistan you're doing when you establish the same prayer like the Afghani inside Iran? When you are killing the Iranian people and calling them infidel, and when the cop catches you, you say you're doing your Islamic duties because the Iranian are Shia and you're a Talib, Salafi Muslim. But Islamic Republic of Iran says these are our brothers. Aid and abet, create terrorism. They learned that from Musa. And he's going to explain it to you in detail afterwards. So don't forget, he's going to explain it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll end it here and we'll continue next week with the rest. If you like our programs, don't forget, click on your subscription that you see on the YouTube link and subscribe to our channel. Underneath, you'll see a link for Linktree. Click on that and subscribe on all the social media, especially Telegram. Don't forget to also press the like button. If you're a Muslim and you're watching this, don't forget, subscribe and then unsubscribe, then subscribe, then unsubscribe, then subscribe, then unsubscribe. Continuously keep doing that all day, because every time you subscribe, you'll get one bad deed, but every time you unsubscribe, you'll get 10 good deeds. So you're winning, Well, you subtract them from each other, you're still left with 9 good deeds. So you can do that all day. You know how many good deeds you'll get by the end of it? Come on, be a businessman, do that. And don't forget, if you like our programs, share the programs. After the program's over, in the comment section, write a comment. Put whatever you like. If you don't like it, curse me. Don't mind. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Write your comments. And tell those that you share it with to also subscribe to our programs. Till tomorrow's program, which will be in English, I will leave you all in the hands